Massachusetts, who's just 14 years old. So how did he end up getting charged with attempted murder?
Hands up! Drop it! What the?
This story out of Seattle is nuts, and it was all caught on video. You're looking at police arriving at a house just before 7 p.m. one evening in August. Cops are there because a 17-year-old girl called them to report a guy with a wooden stick who was trying to break into the home. With the teen barricaded inside, cops go up to the front door and hear a loud banging noise inside the house. Cops try to go in through the door, but it's locked, so they announce themselves out front.
Seattle Police!
A moment later, cops bust their way in through the front door.
Yeah, I heard banging inside. You got it, but one more.
An officer makes his way through the entrance.
Seattle Police, we're checking inside. Make a presence known.
And after searching around for a minute, they find someone inside the garage.
Get your hands up now. Get them up. Leave the hands in the air. Keep your hands in the air. Do it now.
The person inside the car appears to raise something, and upon closer inspection, it appears to be a large red object.
Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
Officers approach the guy, and it turns out he's holding a gas canister, and he's drinking from it.
He's got a camera in his lap.
The guy tries to talk to the cops, but they can't hear him through the window.
Open the door right now. Open it now.
Open the door or we'll bust it open.
When he doesn't open the door, cops go ahead and shatter the window. And as they open the door, the guy goes for another swig of the gas can.
Hands up! Drop it! What the?
Cops then pull the guy out of the car, get him on the ground, and place him in cuffs. After the man was arrested, cops were able to get the teen girl to safety, and she was completely unharmed. The 40-year-old man was given medical assistance and has since been charged with burglary.
So you mean to tell me you break into a house, or you get inside the crib, barricade yourself into a car, and drink something out of a gas can? Now, this is why I tell people, y'all need to start practicing, if you don't, being nice to folks, because somebody going through something that you might not know nothing about, and if it was you probably would be breaking down like this guy. But let's just hope that, he get the help that he need, because evidently he's going through something, and the mental health crisis is something a lot of folks are suffering from. And I just pray and hope everybody get help if you is going through something, Just stay strong, because I know what it feels like.
This video out of California is absolutely insane. It all began in LA when cops got calls about a reckless driver involved in a hit and run in a Department of Water and Power SUV. Cops soon spot the driver. He's in a stolen car and leads the cops on a police chase onto the highway. The driver then gets off the highway, and this surveillance cam picks up footage of him smashing through a locked gate. The driver then turns around and smashes directly into the cop cars blocking his exit.
He's coming down the ramp.
While fleeing, the driver also bashes into another van driven by a civilian. Cops then swarm in on the guy and unleash a torrent of bullets. The guy then remains in the car, and as police swarm in, even after all that gunfire, he begins to turn the thing around and drive into the cops once again.
Put some spike strips right here. Back up!
Down two front tires and sparking on the pavement, the guy continues to plow forward until coming to a stop up the road. The driver stays inside the car for a while, hanging out the shattered back window, armed with a screwdriver, until it becomes dark outside and he climbs onto the vehicle's roof. That's when cops are finally able to get the guy down and offer medical help. The driver had been shot and was taken to the hospital. At the end of this whole standoff, a total of 3 officers were injured, and the 28-year-old driver was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. The whole thing is still being investigated. The story is infuriating. This is John Sheeran from Chatham, Massachusetts, who's just 14 years old. So how did he end up getting charged with attempted murder? In late July, he was here at Goose Pond in Cape Cod with a friend and another boy, a black kid who told him he couldn't swim, so he was wearing a life vest. After After they all got in the lake together, Sharon was reportedly seen by witnesses on the shore repeatedly pushing the black boy under the water, trying to drown him. When the young black boy had water in his mouth and nose, he reportedly told John he couldn't breathe, and that's when Sharon reportedly started laughing and calling him George Floyd. Floyd infamously told officers he couldn't breathe before being killed by a police officer who brutally kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, setting off nationwide uprisings. Witnesses say the boy was screaming for help, and one of them ultimately swam over, helping the boy to shore. 2 days later, the boy reported the incident to cops. He said he was invited to the lake to swim when two of his friends tried to drown him, showing no remorse. He also says they threw rocks at him and called him other racial slurs. Sharon's lawyer said it was just horseplay that got out of control. Prosecutors don't buy it and said that same day, Sharon had also punched an Asian kid in the face and called him racial slurs. He's being charged with attempted murder and a civil rights violation and might be charged as an adult. In August, he was held without bail, but just this week he was released to home confinement with a GPS monitor on him, and the community is outraged.
This young man was lucky he didn't lose his life, but someone attempted to do that. Why would you hold somebody down knowing he's saying, I can't breathe? He feared for his life.
It's unclear when his next trial date is.
Now, I'm sorry. If this was the other way around and this kid did this to someone else, they would have been like, well, he got what he deserved. Just like when those kids, like the kid boys, be out stealing cars and they get 10 years for stealing a car. People say that's what they deserve. Well, this little guy, big guy, was trying to take a life. So we can't just slap no person on the back with that. He already showed that same type of characteristic towards an Asian kid. So you evidently being taught something that's just very, injustice to be out here in the world mixing with humans who want to be good and not do demonic dumb shit like this.